Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. I'm AEW, and this is your Dynamite review for this week. I want to thank you guys for joining the live chat again. Those of you that were live for my SmackDown review, we had a good time. Hold on, I gotta reboot. Now what? Hold on, let me see if it's okay. Anyways, guys, I'm sorry about that. I had to reboot again. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. I'm AEW. This is your AEW Dynamite review for this week. I did not get to review Dynamite Thursday due to, number one, an appointment. Number two, I had to go to work. So, here I am. Hopefully you guys enjoyed your time here in the live chat with me for my SmackDown watch-along. I honestly thought SmackDown wasn't going to be all that good tonight. Or last night, because today's Saturday now. So, I really thought SmackDown wasn't going to be all that good last night, but that turned out to be the opposite. SmackDown wasn't that bad. SmackDown wasn't that bad. Like I thought it would be. Dynamite wasn't that bad either. Now, the only best things on Dynamite was the Texas Tornado tag team match versus Josh Woods, the MJF. Everything on this show was pretty good. I thought Dynamite was decent. Really, really good show. I didn't see nothing wrong with it at all. This week's Dynamite did better than Monday Night Raw. This week's Dynamite did better than NXT. And it certainly did better than tell you that much. SmackDown is sitting right behind Dynamite this week. Dynamite number 1 this week. SmackDown number 2. Monday Night Raw number 3. And NXT finally number 4. That's how I look at it this week. Dynamite was really, really good. But anyways, the best matches, the best things on the show was the Texas Tornado Tag Team match, MJF promo, and the triple threat match. Everything else on this show, I'm not going to say it was great. It was garbage because it was not. Everything else on this show delivered. But there were only 3 matches that really, really, really stand out to me. And I just gave them to you guys. So if you guys are new, subscribe to the channel. Turn on that bell for notifications. We're still on the road to 600. We are almost at 590 subscribers. That is a good thing to see. It really is. It really, really, really is, man. Be sure you guys follow me on Facebook and Instagram. You can add me on Snapchat too, as well. I got Snapchat. Snapchat, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube. That's it. I had Twitter, but all my Twitter accounts got suspended. Always getting into the argument with those AEW shields in the community. Always trying to shame my opinion on something. On my opinion that stands out. Can't tell them anything. You can't tell these marks in the community anything, man. They don't listen to nobody but themselves. Nobody. Can't control people's problems. You can't do anything. Signs of time. The signs of time has really changed, man. It really has. It's not what it used to be anymore. Can't tell people to do anything. They just don't listen. They'll just walk off on you. They won't say nothing. But anyways, we're going to go ahead and get right to the Dynamite review, man. I know you guys are waiting for me. I know you guys are waiting to hear my thoughts on it. We're also going to go over all of your WWE, AEW Saturday morning news. We got a whole bunch of it to go over. A whole bunch. I got some 2K23 news, some NXT news on the NXT viewership. Got some news on the Dynamite viewership as well. We're going to go over all that right after the Dynamite review. And once again, I want to thank you guys so much for joining the live chat for the Dynamite review, man. Ready to go ahead and get to it. First things first. Dynamite kicked off with the 8-man tag team match. Now, this review is going to be quick. It's not going to be long. But just 24 hours after the death of his father, and you guys know exactly who I'm talking about, the legendary promoter, Jeff Jarrett. The promoter, Jeff Jarrett, teamed with Jay Lethal, Sanjay Dutt, and Satnam Singh to battle the Acclaim. And you guys know, obviously, I'd rather go live with a Dynamite review than watch Rampage, because Rampage was nothing but full of garbage. That is why I didn't go live my Rampage watch-along. Now you know. Billy Gunn and All-Atlantic champion Orange Cassidy. A fun and offensive match kicked the show off with the popular babyfaces scoring the win following Scissor Me Timbers to Dutt. The win helped rehab the Acclaim a week after the controversial loss of the AEW tag titles. And you know what? Something that stood out to me with what JD said. He said there's a lot of AEW anti-podcasters out there. That is defiantly true. I've seen a lot of them, and I don't like any of them either. I don't like none of them. All they do is spill bullshit, give false news. Meanwhile, smart guys like me and JD and everybody and other smart guys give out actual news, serious news, news that you guys want to know, news that you guys want to hear. See, these anti-AEW podcasting geeks online, they don't do all that. They don't. They really don't. It's a damn shame. It really is. If you want to start giving out AEW news, if you don't like to hear my news, you want to start giving out AEW news, why don't you start your own YouTube channel? Period. You don't like my opinions? Go watch somebody else. You don't like what I do. If you don't like what I have to say, if you don't like watching my content. Yeah, it's simple. Go watch someone else. I'm not going to deal with the negativity, man. I'm not. Well, there really are some anti-AEW podcasters in the community. AEW is not that bad, man. I don't know why people are making AEW to be this generosity promotion that gives out garbage. No. AEW's been on a roll, man. They haven't even slipped. Now, there is some weeks where they produce garbage. Elevation and Dark is garbage. Some weeks Rampage is garbage, some weeks it's not. Dynamite every week seems to be good. Dynamite delivers every week, man. That's why I love Dynamite, because they are all about booking real matches and not booking squash matches. I can't stand squash matches in wrestling. That's the one thing I can't stand. I feel like that doesn't do nothing for any of the talent. It doesn't build them up enough. But anti-AEW podcasters, man, they are always shitting on AEW, the AEW anti-podcasters. WWE anti-podcasters, always shitting on AEW, man. It's ridiculous. We don't need to be saying all that. We really don't. But unfortunately, that's what they do. That's what they do, man. I guess we can't control what people do on their podcasts. Just gotta fucking go with it the best way you can. Just leave it alone. Don't even worry about it. Not even worry about it, man. Because at the end of the day, it's going to be their downfall, not ours. As far as anti-shitting on AEW goes from these lame WWE anti-podcasters. Now, anyways, I was saying, guys, I originally thought this 8-man tag team match wasn't going to be good, but it turned out to be a fun and offensive match, kicking off the show with the popular babyfaces scoring the win, following Scissor Me Timbers to Dud. The win helped rehab the Acclaim a week after the controversial loss of the AEW tag titles, something it needed in order to wash the bad taste of last week's show closing match out of the mouths of AEW fans. Dud taking the pin did nothing to hurt the credibility of the heels. Instead keeping them just strong enough to remain threats to anyone they may, yes, I said it, folks, they may stand across the ring from. It was the performance of Jeff Jarrett. No, I'm not joking, guys. It was literally the performance of Jeff Jarrett. Though it was most inspiring. It was. Also, Jeff's father, Jarrett, was a hugely significant and influential presence in pro wrestling history. And his death just 24 hours earlier had to be 24 hours earlier on Wednesday had to be visibly affected. It was special. The fact that it was that. It was likely therapeutic, an opportunity to do something that brought the family together for as long as it did, more than likely. Now, honestly, the credit does go to Jeff Jarrett for pulling it off and everyone involved for bringing energy to the night's opener. I still got a question what the heck they're doing with Toni Storm and Saraya, though. That is confusing the shit out of me. What are they doing with these two? I gotta know. So, like, somebody open your mouth, man. Somebody in the chat. What are they doing? What are they doing, man? I don't understand. I'm lost here. I really, really am. Anyways, moving on to the Texas Tornado tag team match. This was awesome, man. I didn't see nothing wrong with it. Unlike some of these negative people in the community, these negative IWC Internet Wrestling community marks. Knowing them, they probably shit it all over this fucking show. Preston Vince, remember the brutal beating Jon Moxley land on him. Jon Moxley laid on him back in 2021 and sought to avenge it Wednesday, partnering with his teammate Rush to battle the former world champion and his partner, current Ring of Honor world champion Claudio Castagnoli. Now, the match was like the opener, a fun and energetic contest. Vince and Rush looked good. They looked very, very good in this match this week. This was a fun spot with Wheeler Yuta fighting off Joes to keep things far. And the baby faces went open. Period. Plain and simple. Seemingly unrelated to anything outside of the heels barricading Bryan Danielson in his locker room last week. This was a suitable use of Moxley and Castagnoli. And remind you, this match took place this Wednesday night on Dynamite. Castagnoli giving the underutilized heels something of note to do. With Jon Moxley being the only one with an obvious path to Revolution. Though one has to wonder if this would not have been better utilized to set something up for the other three involved. I just want to give you a heads up that MJF versus Bryan Danielson for the AEW World Championship and the Texas Death Match was announced for Revolution. Yes, folks, that was announced for the Revolution. I'm not making it up. And I'm going to give the news out on the rest of the matches that were announced as well. Just thought I'd go ahead and throw that out there before I go over the other match. Now, moving on to the other match, which is Mark Briscoe versus Josh Woods. This wasn't bad either. Quite frankly, Mark Briscoe returned to the squared circle, battling Josh Woods this Wednesday night. A competitive match saw the later break out the same Chaos Theory finisher he has used to great success in his young career, only for the resilient Briscoe to kick out at 2. The Ring of Honor Tag Team Champion fought from underneath, earned control of the belt, finished his opponent off with the Froggy Bow for the victory. Now, as a showcase for Briscoe, this worked. He was in there with a guy in Woods with whom he had worked with before and felt comfortable with. Was the long in-ring action off the charts? No. No. The answer is no. But it was solid enough. It was solid enough, consistent, and delivered some quality work from both men. Briscoe winning was absolutely the right call, helping him notch another victory while allowing him to build momentum. Is it too early to go there now? That's the question. But do not be surprised if Briscoe gets over and stays over and manages to share the ring with MJF for the world title at some point in the future. If for no other reason than the fact that the heat would be off the proverbial charts. Now, what stood out to me was that, what surprised me is that Rey Fenix and Penta, Zero Miedo, hit the ring to fend off the interfering Tony Nese. That's what surprised me right there. Briscoe, of course, looked into the camera, vowed to carry on for his late brother's memory. Good on him, man. Very, very good. MJF cut it one of the greatest promos in AEW history, man. We all know MJF. MJF is known to be a very, very great promo cut. Well, this one had the fans' attention real quick because AEW World Champion MJF's desire to convince everyone that he is the best wrestler on the planet led him to new lows Wednesday as he attempted to pay Christopher Daniels to speak on his behalf. Now, instead, Daniels showed character, turning the money down and warning MJF about what awaits him at Revolution when he defends against Bryan Danielson in a 60-minute Iron Man match. When MJF snapped and attacked the fallen angel, Danielson made the save to close out the segment. MJF is great as the smirmy heel within inferiority complex who has to hide behind bravado while paying people to speak about his greatness. He is one of the best talkers in the industry, no question about it. And as a good heel, as there is in wrestling. He is awesome. He's great, man. Love what he's doing with his heel character. He is the perfect fuel for a guy like Danielson, who fans will always love and appreciate because of just how damn good he is. His performance against MJF will not only be one of his highest profiles to date, but it will go a long way in setting the tone for the heel's championship reign. It's going to be one of the greatest matches in AEW history, MJF versus Danielson, for the AEW World Championship. Using Danielson in a situation like this, I mean, it maybe even set up a match between him and MJF, which it did. And it's now booked for Revolution. It was a solid booking decision that made use of the guy who still has plenty to offer the wrestling industry. It was. No shit. Even as he is semi-retired. This was still a good damn promo by MJF, man. Either way. Danielson is doing great with his babyface run in AEW. I wonder who Danielson's feud's going to be with next when he ends his feud with MJF. We got the rematch of Jungle Boy versus Brian Cage. That's a rematch. We've seen those guys go at it before. The first time they booked this match, Brian Cage got fucking buried and lost. And damn, he got buried again. It's like now AEW. It's like now that AEW sees Brian Cage's contract expired. It's like they're saying, "Oh, we're gonna waste Brian Cage on TV. We're gonna make him look like a jobber, like a fucking loser, man." They really need to stop wasting Brian Cage like this on TV. This is not looking good from Brian Cage as Ring of Honor World Six-Man Champ. Does this mean he signed to a Ring of Honor when the TV deal starts? I don't know. Maybe. That's where he needs to be. If he's getting buried like this on AEW Dynamite. And remember, before his match against Young Boy, he had a match against Danielson. Lost to Danielson. Got buried in that match. Ridiculous, man. AEW, it goes to show that WWE is not the only one that does stupid things. AEW, sometimes they do stupid things too. They make dumb decisions sometimes themselves. They are no different. Not all the time. Not all the time, though. I don't think we should have never got this match, to be honest. I would have booked Perry in a different match against a different heel. Because, we already, it's enough we done seen this match one time. Why we got to see it again? I'm just asking. I'm just saying. Why do they have to repeat this match again? Brian Cage sure does lose a lot for a guy his size and skill set. Yeah, because they don't know how to fucking book him on TV. They don't know how to use him right on TV. No shit. It's like they don't care about the guy, man. I don't know. The date did not change Wednesday night as the Machine battled Jungle Boy Jack Perry in singles competition. Despite physically dominating the contest, he succumbed to a roll-up as Perry earned a win that will allow him to continue his pursuit of championship gold in AEW. Well, a loss from Brian Cage is never good. Meanwhile, a win for Jack Perry was great. It solidifies him in pursuit of that championship gold in All Elite Wrestling. Christian Cage returned, makes his former puppet, or should I say pupil, his former student, whatever, yada yada, dropped him with the kill switch on the stage, resuming a rivalry that begins months ago, but was put on pause because of injury. The Christian Cage Jungle Boy feud finally continues. The match is already booked for Revolution. Perry is an interesting case in that it often feels like Tony Khan has all intentions to push him, but does not necessarily know exactly what that looks like. There was the pairing with Hook that ended unceremoniously and without warning. He has flooded around aimlessly. Besides that, with his latest run, decided, or should I say dedicated, to win an individual championship. With his latest run, decided to winning an individual championship, and Cage is back, seemingly derailing the story in order to go back to a story that never had a proper conclusion either. Now, Cage is back. Now that Cage is back, the booking for Perry is all over the place. He remains over with audience, softening the blow. Hopefully he can use the Cage feud to propel him to the next level. As one would have to imagine, what's the intention in the first place? Oh man, I must be getting tired now. Good thing I'm getting this Dynamite review over with, man. Holy shit. Adam Hangman Page versus Kip Sabian. Adam Hangman Page recovered from a backstage beatdown at the hands of Kip Sabian. The Butcher and the Blade to defeat the former champion in a match that occurred mostly during the commercial break. You know, former AEW World Champion Adam Page. Sabian was never really present as a threat to beat Page, especially since the majority of his heat portion of the bout occurred during the timeout. The commentary team actually pointed out the career downturn that has occurred because of injury. It does raise the question, how did anyone expect Sabian to be treated like a viable option to beat Page when he never went nor has been president at that level? It was all for naught, but as Page won, and then the real purpose for the segment rendered its head as Jon Moxley, Wheeler Yuta, and Claudio Castagnoli made their way to the ring. Moxley cut a promo on Adam Hangman Page. The Dark Order appeared, took exception. The former world champion formally challenged Page to a Texas death match at Revolution. That is seemingly announced. And I got the news on that. I got the news on all those matches announced for Revolution. We're going to go over the card. And I'm probably going to start doing my Revolution on a Monday, maybe. Or maybe on Wednesday. I don't know. Either on Monday or Wednesday. And it'll be scheduled early. Because I'm definitely going to be live my AEW Revolution watch along, and I'm going to review AEW Rampage, or not Rampage, but AEW Revolution as well. The review. I'm going to be live with the review and watch along. Watch along first, then review for Revolution. But as I was saying, Page and Moxley will be a good match. It's going to be a show stealer for sure. The question is whether Sabian really needed to be beaten down and jobbed out in the match that was transparent from the start. The answer is probably no, more than likely, because the strength of his character and overall credibility really is not the point of any of this. That probably explains it. If that doesn't explain it, if you don't understand it and it doesn't explain it, then I don't know what else to tell you. We got the main event. Ruby Soho versus Dr. Britt Baker DMD versus Toni Storm. Recently, Ruby Soho, she's probably laughing. Ruby Soho has found herself stuck in the middle of a war between the outsiders and the homegrown AEW stars. Wednesday night, she was quite literally in the position as she battled Toni Storm, Dr. Britt Baker. DMD, man. In a three-way dance. An action-packed main event saw late interferences by Saraya backfire as her involvement did not lead to partner Storm winning, but rather provided a distraction that allowed Soho to score the pin. After the match, the victorious Soho found herself in the middle of a shouting match between Jamie Hayter and Britt Baker's friend and Saraya. Her allegiance again called her into question as the show went off the air. It was damn fun to see Soho pick up another win on TV. Sorry. I think I turned into another voice. For the longest time, he felt like a talent who was over and really good in the ring, but could not score consistent victories in order to build momentum. She has now, and the question becomes whether there is any room for growth or if she is a creative punk in a story destined to come back around to Saraya and Baker once more. Still don't understand what's the meaning of Toni Storm and Saraya spraying paint spray on the back of AEW females' backs on Dynamite. When Leva Bakes got sprayed in the back of her back, she cried. That was fucking hilarious. I actually had to laugh at that. 5-year-old crying. It really like a fucking 5-year-old. No shit. Now, as for this entire show, overall, I'm trying to think. Overall, I was thinking outside what I was going to say here. Overall, the show was great. It was great, man. You know, there was nothing bad about this show at all. Everything delivered just as right. You know, I never expected to get an episode, an AEW Dynamite episode as good as this. This was very unexpected. I mean, I wasn't that surprised, by all means. I wasn't that surprised, man. I really wasn't. I'm not going to lie to you. Now, seriously, let's stop wasting time. For real, guys. To be honest, my thought on everything on this show. I honestly think they're getting a bit talky again. You know, MJF is a great talker. His promo segments do take time to build, but he's doing great. I don't see nothing wrong with his promos. He's the greatest promo talker in AEW history, man. You know, I also like that he brought out Christopher Daniels. And the fact that Bryan Danielson literally threw MJF's Ruby in his face. Naturally, MJF beats up Danielson to get heel heat. Now, originally, I was thinking, Laredo heat, like Eddie Guerrero, but you know. Anyway, Bryan Danielson shows up to scare the living fucking shit out of MJF. Getting some face momentum. The Iron Man match will still be awesome. It's going to be the greatest match of all time. It's going to be one of the greatest matches in AEW history. But there has to also be something cheap and distortedly, I'd say, cheap and distortedly that MJF does to win. You know what I'm saying? You guys get what I'm saying? So he could easily give Bryan a point. He can give him a fucking run for his money. But he could also give Bryan a point or two with blunted cheating. It'll be something that hurts Bryan enough that MJF gets easy points to balance it out. And then we got good promos from the Jericho Appreciation Society where it was clear the Jericho Appreciation Society was struggling to be the sports entertainer trash talkers in this feud with Ricky Starks and Action Andrade. Garcia versus Starks, 1-on-1. It's going to be great stuff. Well, it was great stuff. It was. The match happened last night on Rampage. I heard about the match. I heard people telling me that Ricky Starks versus Sammy Guevara was not good, and I heard people telling me the opposite. Ricky Starks versus Sammy Guevara sounds like a damn good match, if you ask me. I just didn't like everything else that was on the show. Outside of that. I mean, that was the only match that fucking stood out to me, to be honest. Why do you think I didn't go live with my AEW Rampage watch along? The card was terrible. The card looked awful. Show was awful. Outside of that match that I just told you guys, that I just mentioned. I would think Starks winning there and goads Jericho into their rematch for Revolution. And then we got some great shit coming out of the Elite, Fox, and Top Flight. I don't think we needed a rematch because, I mean, we've seen it so many times already. The Elite, fresh before Revolution. It did help them keep them fresh for Revolution, and no idea who faces the Elite for Revolution. Guess what? I do have an idea of who faces the Elite for Revolution. More than likely, House of Black. And if they book the Elite versus House of Black for Revolution, I don't mind. I wouldn't mind seeing the match because that's going to be a damn good match. You know how many times I've said that? Damn good. I've said that so many times. These matches sound interesting, man. I can't help it. Shit. I don't think there's going to be a big surprise like a New Japan Pro Wrestling or an AAA team to give us a simply amazing, exciting match. No. None of that. No. The Elite are going to retain at Rampage or Revolution. Get my shit mixed up. The Elite is definitely going to retain at AEW Revolution pay-per-view, in my honest opinion. It makes sense. It would be the right call for AEW. So that's what I think of that. Now, we got a great and hilarious man tag. I'm not sure if it was hilarious or not, but I'm just saying it, just to say it. Well, of course, Austin and Colton do their best to distract Billy and the Acclaim. It didn't cost the face team anything. They win. And obviously, we're getting that AEW World Tag Team Championship match that some people in the community asked for. While the Acclaim is great, I feel like the Acclaim should have retained. I feel like I just don't. To me, I don't think the titles on the Guns look good on them. This is going to shock some of you when I say this, but I think the titles, the AEW World Tag Team titles on the Guns look very, very weird on them. Very, very weird. And there's countless of reasons why I think the titles look weird on both of them. Now, also, as far as the Acclaim goes, I feel like it'll be very, very too easy for them to get those belts back in that situation. But it could be an opportunity to get another team into the tag title story. I really feel like it makes sense, even though I still wish that the Acclaim retained. I'd rather see the titles on the Acclaim than the Guns. And really shake things up, honestly. Because there are some things that need to shake up within the AEW Tag Team division. We need new storylines, fresh new matches in the Tag Team division. We definitely need that. We definitely need fresh new storylines, fresh new matches in that division. And we're starting to get that. The Elite versus House of Black, that's new. That's a new tag team match. That's a new tag team feud. We need more tag team feuds and more tag team matches in the tag team division. That's what I'm saying. Now, check this out, guys. Here's the thing. What if FTR is going to use this opportunity to return and get revenge on the Ass Boys while also getting the AEW titles back? Because, I seen a photo of Dash Harwood's cold beverage and that freaking white paper envelope, whatever that was on the table. I seen pictures of the WWE Championship along with the AEW Tag Team Championships, Ring of Honor Tag Team Championships, AA Tag Team Championships. I've seen all those Tag Team Championships on his photo. And that paper on the table seemingly suggests that he is heading back to WWE. I don't know if that's true or not, but if I have more information on that, I'll let you guys know. But that's just me, man. I ain't getting it. I'm not getting it from anybody else, not copycatter. That's just me. That's just my opinion. I'm just suggesting he could be going back with WWE. Cash Wheeler could be, he could go back to WWE with Dax Harwood. And I think both of them should go back. Not one, both. But anyways, Adam Cole, we got a really good full interview from Adam Cole, baby. It didn't really add much from the preview last Friday. He's still making good recovery progress. He still hasn't said who he's facing for the implied return match at Revolution. But it'll still be great to see him get back in action. Wardlow's interview promo was also really good. We got to learn a bit about his past and why his top knot was so important to him. Wardlow versus Samoa Joe is going to be great stuff. And you guys probably hope that this time AEW hands Wardlow as TNT champion better than the first time. Fans were really fired up for Wardlow before the Wardlow stuff. They can get fired up for him again now. So that's going to be that. And as far as the Texas Tornado tag match goes, it was an awesome, great stuff from Combat Club and Rush's faction with Rush and Preston Vance. Of course, Moxley bleeds, but Vance also bleeding fit the story within the story of Vance's previous battles with Moxley. Also hoping they do something with Rush and Claudio in regards to the Ring of Honor World title. We need to see Claudio Castagnoli versus Rush. Rush versus Claudio Castagnoli, book it, man. I don't care. No excuses, no complaints, book it. I think it's going to be a damn awesome, fantastic, incredible matchup. That is a first-time matchup right there. They should do a storyline. We need to see Blackpool Combat Club feuding with Rush's faction. They need to consider that as a storyline. That needs to be a storyline within the AEW Tag Team division. We know Adam Hangman Page and Dark Order are currently in a feud with Blackpool Combat Club. What if I tell you that we might, after that feud, we might get Blackpool Combat Club possibly feuding with Rush and his faction? We just have to say, man. You never know. You never know, man. But they do need to do something more for Rush and Claudio in regards to Ring of Honor World title. As Ring of Honor Weekly TV is on its way back, officially. I may do a few Ring of Honor watch-along reviews. But the weekly TV deal is back. It's on its way. And their next pay-per-view is March the 31st, after all. I may do a few, what I was saying was, guys, I may do a few Ring of Honor watch-alongs and reviews every so often, maybe. Remember, guys, I went live for my very first Ring of Honor pay-per-view watch-along. So I may do it again, man. I may do it again. Not sure. I'm gonna put some thought into it. And it's funny I say next pay-per-view is March 31st because oddly enough, unsurprisingly enough, it's right before WrestleMania weekend. It is legitimately right before WrestleMania weekend. And we see some great things Adam Hangman Page is getting things into. And great tying Hangman into things, man. Honestly. And he does get jumped by Kid. He beats Kid in the match. We already went over that. To get even. We went over that, but Hangman and Moxley had a really good promo to set up a Texas Death Match for Revolution, which is basically the unsanctioned match idea. Dark Order stepping up despite Hangman not wanting them was really, really, really interesting. It really was interesting. It was an interesting detail, man. And it probably had some Dark Order fans suspicious. Probably had John Moxley fans suspicious too. No telling. But Dark Order versus Blackpool Combat Club could make for some interesting stuff too. They might book that match for Revolution. I think that's where they're heading for this. I think they are definitely going to book Dark Order versus Blackpool Combat Club for AEW Revolution. I wouldn't be surprised if they booked Jamie Hayter versus Saraya for the AEW World Women's Championship for Revolution. They may have already made that match official. I don't know. We got some really good stuff from Jungle Boy versus Brian Cage. Jungle Boy gets a great win. Christian Cage returning was quite the surprise. Finally getting an end to that story since it was paused by Christian's real injury. And that match can happen at Revolution. Jungle Boy can win to then finally get a singles title. We got a promo from the Firm's Stokely Holloway. Stokely is playing up what happened to his arm just to get back at Hook, since no one in the Firm can beat him. Now, I don't know if you guys would think, but I would think we end up seeing Hook defending the FTW Championship against someone in the Firm. Maybe Matt Hardy, since the Firm likes making him to do grunt work. Plus, Hardy can test Hook in his match storytelling ability. Something Hook still needs to really show us as WWE and WWE fans. And we got a great match from Mark Briscoe, Josh Woods. It was surprised to see the Lucha Bros go after Daivari and Nice. It definitely was. I could have sworn I said that earlier. Also, it makes me wonder why Daivari is hanging with Nice and Woods more than his own faction. Lucha Bros would finally rebuild the tag team division rankings using Nice and Daivari. Could Daivari be breaking up? Could Daivari be breaking his ties with Trustbusters? Could we be seeing Trustbusters break up? They need to break up because that faction is not working for them. It's not working out well for them. They definitely need to break up. They might rebuild their tag division ranks using Tony, Nice, and Daivari, or even Nice and Woods, and could even get in on Revolution's tag title four-way match. Briscoe gets a great win off Woods, and he will finally help lead Ring of Honor's return to TV. But the obvious issue here, is the Ring of Honor World Tag titles. That itself could be a major story going on as Ring of Honor TV gets going again. And they built to Supercard of Honor. The main event was awesome. The women main eventing was a very, very decent, solid move from AEW. Now, I am a little suspicious as to why Ruby didn't have Willow, or not Willow, but didn't have Willow Nightingale. I'm wondering why she didn't have Willow Nightingale when Britt had Hayter and Storm had side. At some time, got a great win doing it all on her. And while she's still stuck in the middle of AEW, OG versus the Outsiders. Ruby wanting the title is a nice detail. Revolution could also end up a triple threat where Hayter and Ruby have to worry about Saraya or Storm, maybe. Or maybe we get Jamie Hayter versus Saraya for the AEW World Women's Championship. I don't know. That is something I like to see, though. But we're probably going to get that women's blood and guts match. I mean, at this point, even though I don't know what the fuck AEW is doing with Toni Storm and Saraya, because I'm confused with their gimmick and their faction, it still feels right for this AEW Women's Division Civil War story they're giving us. So, overall, Dynamite was a decent show. Nothing wrong. Nothing bad about the show at all. Anyways, guys, that's going to do it for your Dynamite review, man. If you enjoyed it, hit the thumbs up. Let's get a lot of likes on the stream minimum. No excuses, no complaints. Any likes I can get, I'll take. So, I am getting ready to go on a 3-minute break. It won't be long, because when I come back, as soon as I come back, I'm going to immediately give you guys your AEW Saturday morning news. So, going to put on some good tunes for you guys. You can invite anybody to join the live chat for your WWE and AEW Saturday morning news, because all this news is very important. And this is actual news. It's not fake news at all. So, and if people say it's fake news, don't believe them. It's not. They're just being a bunch of freaking idiots, man. Bunch of cowards. They don't know what, they can't tell what real news is, and they can't even fucking tell what fake news is. Meanwhile, I can. So, I will be right back. Don't go anywhere, guys. When I come back, it'll be time for the AEW Saturday morning news. Right here on the IWN YouTube channel. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back, guys. start this show too. I like this. I like that freaking. I like freaking intro, man. I love that short intro. I like that. I really do. Yeah, it's a great touch to it. Anyways, guys, it's time for your WWE and AEW Saturday morning news. I had to do it again, man. I had to just because I love the way it pops up so fast. Just because. So we're gonna start with your WWE Saturday morning news, which is on the NXT viewership. You're gonna be shocked about the NXT viewership. You're not gonna believe it. You won't believe what I found out. And that is that, according to WrestleNomics, the February the 4th of NXT pulled an overnight average of 640,000 viewers with a .15 to 1849 demographic. The viewership went up. And all I got to say is, despite the viewership going up, the show was still garbage. The show was still terrible. There's no way you're going to convince me to say, the viewership went up, the show was great. Nah. Viewership went up, the show was still complete utter bore fest. Not good. Not good coming from NXT, man. They got to do better with the shows, man. Their pay-per-views are great. Their shows, no. Sorry, man. You're not going to convince me to watch NXT. Sorry. You got to do better than that to get us watching NXT, man. Okay? I mean, when you have a terrible NXT commentary and you got a terrible rosters, no, nobody's watching. Especially when they're producing terrible television, nobody is definitely watching NXT. So that is the viewership for this week, for NXT this week. So we got that news out the way. Now we can go over the news on Roman Reigns. I just want to say, man, has Roman Reigns had the best time of his life in WWE. He is having the best run of his career right now as the WWE Undisputed Universal Champion. So, I don't know if you guys know this, but apparently Roman Reigns achieves another massive milestone in WWE. This is not his first. Okay. Head at the table has been a champion for well over 2 years now. His utter dominance continues to inspire many people. As of February the 16th, 2023, Roman Reigns has achieved yet another milestone in WWE. Now, this is because the Tribal Chief has reached 900 days. Or should I say 900 days as the Universal Champion in the company. Had to correct myself there. Reigns won the Universal Championship in a triple threat match against Braun Strowman. Strowman Express! Whee! Yeah. I think you guys get the idea. Champion, The Fiend, and the Universal Champion, The Fiend, former Universal Champion, The Fiend, at Payback, The Fiend that was dead to rights when he got defeated by Goldberg. That was one of the worst decisions, one of the worst endings I've ever seen, one of the worst matches I've ever seen. Bray Wyatt was buried by Goldberg, man. Goldberg, that one. Not the young Goldberg. Thank God Goldberg is not being brought up for any matches. Roman Reigns has defeated the likes of Brock Lesnar, Edge, John Cena, Bryan Danielson, Claudio Castagnoli, Logan Paul, Kevin Owens, Drew McIntyre, Matt Riddle, you name it. More throughout his reigns so far. The head of the table would defend his titles against Sami Zayn at WWE in Montreal. Man, the crowd went crazy Down, man. Let Sami Zayn cut the promo. I understand you guys are excited. I understand you guys are excited for Sami Zayn. You know Sami Zayn. It's your hometown. I get it. But damn, me. My God. They gotta be that loud? Listen, not like the virtual geeks in the crowd. You know, the virtual geeks from the pandemic. Sound like fat slobs. Sound like Vince Joseph in the crowd, man. My God. We'll have to wait and see how the upcoming match will turn out. What's y'all's take on this story, man? Let me know. Street Profits team split teased before WWE Elimination Chamber. Got some news on that. Contest Ford scored a spot in the Elimination Chamber match for the United States title. Some fans thought it was very interesting that Angelo Dawkins didn't make the big match, but they already had a conversation about this. Now, speaking on the Live in Wrestling podcast, Jesus Christ, these podcasts are so lame. Except JD, he's the one that's not lame. He's the greatest in the IWC. He knows it. He doesn't need 1,000 fucking fans to tell him that, to tell him otherwise. He doesn't need it. He doesn't even need the Impact fans. How many they got over there on Impact? 3? 4? I don't know. Man, Impact is dead to rights. Still dead to rights. Nobody watches that shit, man. Nobody watches Impact. Nobody gives a shit about Impact, man. If you do, you gotta be a complete, other, disgusting idiot. Something. Your head is not there or something if you care about Impact. You gotta be kidding me. I didn't know I even brought Impact up. Montez Ford revealed what he told his tag partner, apparently. If Tez wins the big match, he already promised Angelo Dawkins as his first challenger. He says here, and I quote, listen to this, guys. This week, when I was talking to him, I said, look, man, bring him in the chamber. I'm gonna go so ham to the point I have that utmost confidence and ability in myself that I will walk out as champion. I said, it's always about us. So I said, since it's always about us, when I win, you'll be the first person to title shot. If that's not any indication they're splitting the T's, I don't know what to tell you. That's gotta be a sign that they're splitting the Street Profits up, which I don't think is the best idea. I think the Street Profits are better off together. That's just me. You don't want Angelo Dawkins being left off the spot, being put on scene and shit. We don't want to leave him on scene, man. Come on. Gotta give Angelo Dawkins something to do, man. You can't just keep him in Titus Catering. Him and Montez Ford are a great fucking tag team, man. I don't think splitting them up is the best idea right now. I just don't think so. We'll have to see how everything turns out when Elimination Chamber comes around. Which will be tonight. Because today is actually Saturday. So, it is interesting that only one member of the Street Profits found their way into the match. If anything goes, it certainly gives the fans a clue as to who the company has more faith in at this point. So that is that, folks. That is that, man. Apparently, Scarlett is not a playable character in WWE 2K23 video game. Oh, I wonder why. I wonder who was responsible for Scarlett's removal. Probably Vince McMahon. Ain't no freaking telling. Gotta be Vince. Vince has got to be the only one responsible for Scarlett's removal from the game. Oh, joy. The Scarlett fans are not going to be happy about that. Because it says that an update, 2K, this was the original update. WWE 2K23 is on the horizon. Fans can't wait to grab the game in March when it finally drops. Naturally, the playable roster of characters is very important. And it seems that one person didn't make the cut when they were previously included. Now, this is the actual update. This is the new update. 2K has since responded with a comment to say that Scarlett will be available in WWE 2K23 as a manager. Managers are not featured on the roster, which is why she is not on the list. That was the update. I just gave you the original update and the actual update. Now, the WWE 2K23 roster included a ton of superstars that will be available on launch day. It turns out that Scarlett was deleted from the list. Vince, I'm blaming you for this, man. You know, you're the reason why she was removed. He's talking with those people at the department. And then you wonder his allegations and lawsuits. And you wonder why the police fired Detroit. The Detroit fire and police departments are fucking suing his ass. You legitimately wonder why the police and fire departments in Detroit are suing Vince McMahon. They don't want Vince McMahon there. They know what Vince McMahon's going to do if he sees creative control. They know that. Even they know that. I mean, it's shocked that the Detroit fire and police departments know that. Hell, which goes to show that they watch WWE and they are paying close attention to what WWE is doing with this town. Triple H's doing a hell of a good job, man. I mean, I don't see nothing that he's doing wrong. I mean, he may be doing a few things wrong, but most of the things he's doing is right. As far as I can see, he's doing better than Vince McMahon. In my honest opinion, anyway. Other people that saw changes include Angel Garza and Berto Carrillo. Their last names were cut. Oh, Vince McMahon. Told you, man. Not joking. Can't be the 2K developers that changed the name. It wasn't them. It had to be Vince. It's administration. Let's be honest. I think it was just Vince, to be honest. So they will just appear as Angel and Berto. Why? They got their last names back last year. Why? The end of last year, they got the last names back. Why would you delete their last names and only call them Angel and Herberto? How is people going to know them in the game if you're just going to delete their last names off? That's so fucking dumb. That's so stupid. Pathetic. Also, Moxley and Briscoe the game with their new maximum male models spill. Oh, great. I can't hardly wait not to use Moxley and Briscoe in the game. Because I will not. I'll be trying them out, but I won't be using them in the game. I won't be using them in the game every week now. I'm not a fan of Moxley or Briscoe. I'm a fan of Briscoe's Saudi Arabia gimmick. I'm not a fan. I'm not a fan of Moxley. I like Maxine Dupree. Her sexy ass. I'm a fan of her. I'm a huge fan of her, man. Unknown why Scarlett was axed as a playable character in the game. Maxine is beautiful. She's pretty. She's gorgeous. She has the looks to be a wrestler. They just need to train her at the Performance Center. All they got to do is train Maxine Dupree, put her on NXT, and then you can call her back up to the main roster. She'll be ready. Why is she in WWE? Oh, because she is a manager for Maximum Male Models. Did they do that with Zion Quinn's wife, friend? Just saying. They did it with Scarlett. Speaking of Scarlett, it's unknown why Scarlett was axed as a playable character in the game. Yeah, right. They just want to cover it up. They know why. She hasn't competed very much at all since joining WWE. Mostly acting as Karrion Kross's Violet as he makes his way to the ring. Whether she is included in another way or not, I don't know. She might still be in the game. This might be false news. Who knows? I don't know whether to believe this news or not, man. Really. I'm serious. Life of the party, man. I don't even know. WWE 2K23 will likely include more downloadable characters later on. I mean, you mean they will? Let's be honest. There is no need for another 2K game. All they had to do was update WWE 2K22. That's simple. Update 2K22. Give us more DLCs. Give us the DLCs that you gave us. Give us the DLCs that WWE 2K23 is going to give us. You could have added Cora Jade. Could have easily added Cora Jade, Roxanne Perez, Ron Breaker, JC Jane, and Gigi Dolan to that update, to that game, to 2K22. But they ended up doing another 2K game anyway. Wow. Can't wait to see whether it's the same as 2K22 or not. Looks like it. Huh. Hashtag even stronger. They make me laugh with that. Hashtag even stronger. Yeah, sure thing. Sure thing, man. That thing, can you believe that's still trending on social media, man? Wow. That is still a thing on social media. Even stronger. That's the hashtag for WWE 2K23. It may end up being a very good damn game. However, we all know that's going to be a good game. I love the way, I love the feel, the excitement. I love the way Fight Forever looks. I'm still getting both games either way. Still going to try 2K23 to see. What do you guys think of that story, man? Sign off in the live chat. Ex-WWE superstar called out for stealing gimmick idea. Tori Wilson was called out for that. It's not known why. And Tori Wilson, just because there might be some Tori Wilson fans out there that care. And it's good for Tori Wilson that she is enjoying her life after pro wrestling. It's great. I have nothing negative to say about that at all. I don't think there's any reason to revisit the past. Good, don't. As bad as WWE was when Vince Bruce in charge, I don't blame her. I wouldn't even do it. Apparently, WWE may have found replacement for AJ Styles during injury hiatus. Oh, really? Guess we'll see about that. Because it says here that AJ Styles tweeted out a short time later to confirm his injury. Now, just want you guys to know that I'm okay, says AJ Styles. Broken ankle is what I'm dealing with. No surgery. This just takes some time to recover. This will be the longest I've ever been out of the ring. Thanks for the prayers and get well wishes. The Good Brothers did not appear at the Royal Rumble because they were not needed. That was a little extra something they added to their new 5-year deal, apparently. I gotta reboot the page because the music went off. I don't know why. There we go. I don't know what the fuck happened. I had music playing and I just realized it was off. Jesus Christ, man. Anyways, it was a little extra something that they added to their new 5-year WWE contracts upon their return. Now, since AJ Styles disappeared from WWE television, that left a big hole in the Good Brothers booking. Cody Rhodes tweeted out to let fans know that he will be teaming with the Good Brothers at the March the 4th WWE live event in Syracuse, New York. JD lives in New York. JD might want to go to that live event and see Cody Rhodes team up with Good Brothers. I don't know. I don't know. I don't think he is, though. But it seems that WWE found someone to fill in for AJ Styles for the time being. That person is Cody Rhodes. Wow! AJ Styles knows AEW, or AJ Styles. Seems like he known AJ Styles for a long time. Maybe. Now, it says here, and I quote, just got word. I'll be in trios action coming up on Select at WWE live events. And my partners, first time ever, those Rodas. I guess he meant to say, in other words, brothers. And quote, WWE. Not playing. Seriously. This has not transitioned into television. You never know what can happen on the road to WrestleMania. Folks, I'm not high. Don't worry. Just because I smoked vaped earlier, a while ago, doesn't mean I'm high. No, I'm not. Cody Rhodes has a lot of friends in the pro wrestling business, and WWE could see even more of his associates join in time. Guess we'll have to see what happens in the next few months. AJ Styles has a long time until his injury hiatus is over. Man. Gotta feel bad for AJ Styles, man. Jesus Christ, he won't even be at WrestleMania either. That's bad. It's bad. He got with injury and miss WrestleMania. That's that is as sad as it gets right there. That actually shocked me right there, man. WWE warned against making WrestleMania main event a triple threat match. Even JD talked about this on his podcast. Sami Zayn appears to be enraged at Roman Reigns, eager to get his hands on him. While Cody Rhodes has punched his ticket to face the undisputed WWE Universal Champion at WrestleMania. Fans want Zayn to be a part of the match too. WWE Hall of Famer Ric Flair shared his thoughts on the World Championship match at WrestleMania, being a triple threat. Zayn's momentum is massive right now. During a recent edition of To Be the Man podcast, Flair stated that he is in favor of Cody Rhodes versus Roman Reigns at the Laredo moment. Yeah, me too. Tell me about it, Ric Flair. That I fucking agree with you with. Man. Says here, and I quote, no way. They have to put too much time into Cody and too much time into Roman. The fans sometimes get with that three-way stuff. No shit, they do. They get way over their heads. They jump the gun way too much. But sometimes they don't. You know what I mean. I think it is better. I know it would mean more just from knowing him like I have since 12 years old. I think Cody and Roman, that's going to be a really world-class match. And quote, Roman Reigns and Cody Rhodes will throw down in the main event of Night 2 for WrestleMania 39. I don't think Triple H is going to screw Cody Rhodes out of this one at all. I think he would want Cody Rhodes to win. Just like we fans, Cody Rhodes do. Now, John Cena's WWE 2K23 showcase. We got more 2K23 news here. But his showcase mode will give players a new look at his historic career. WWE and 2K Games revealed more details about WWE 2K23 last month. Naturally, fans are very excited about the game, as it promises to build upon a solid foundation laid out by WWE 2K22. 2K Games have revealed that WWE 2K23's showcase will be an interactive sports documentary that covers eventual moments in John Cena's 20-year WWE career. The details from 2K Games shed more light on the mode. It says here, and I quote, John Cena, be even stronger than John Cena. Those three faces exemplify what players will be asked to do in WWE 2K23 Showcase. The interactive sports documentary that covers pivotal moments in John Cena's 20-year WWE career. A franchise first. Fans will get to step into the shoes of some of his key rivals in an attempt to take down Mr. Hustle, loyalty, and respect. Players had a brief taste of what is to be expected with our even stronger amounts trailer, and now we're ready to dive in a bit more with some new key details. Announcement trailer further explained the mode. 2K Games has made it clear that the goal for the new showcase era is to break away from the monotony of players as the same character for 12, 15, 20 matches. They have taken inspiration from John Cena's battles, putting the player in the shoes of his opponents, and selecting matches where Cena actually lost. Given the significance of Cena's well-known mottos, hustle, loyalty, respect, and never give up throughout his career, 2K Games has empathized their importance in crafting the game's storyline. It says here, and I quote, "We thought that it would be a really cool story to tell of John Cena's struggles and failures, of his lowest moments, and how important falling short in those instances was to his greater career. It felt like it would be a great way to show the full story of John Cena's journey, as many fans tend to think of him as someone who didn't have it as difficult as others. He didn't have to fight for what he wanted. He didn't have to learn difficult lessons. We knew that this wasn't the case." And quote, and then John Cena was reportedly thrilled with the concept and eagerly embraced the opportunity to bring his famous slogan, "Never give up," to life in the showcase mode, according to sources at 2K Games. The match list can also be seen. It says here, and I quote, SmackDown 2002, John Cena versus Kurt Angle. Let's about beating everybody, issues an open challenge. A young unknown name, John Cena, answers the challenge, looking to make a great first impression with the WWE Universe. SummerSlam 2008, John Cena versus Batista. It's a modern version of Hulk Hogan versus the Ultimate Warrior as two of WWE's most powerful forces collide at SummerSlam. The two draw parallels consistently, with both winning their first world championships at WrestleMania 21. 3 years later, they look to find out who the better man truly is. SummerSlam 2006. John Cena versus Edge. Edge has done everything he can to hold on to the title in nefarious ways. At SummerSlam, if he's disqualified, he loses the WWE Championship. A rivalry that has raged for 7 months continues as Edge looks to prove he's got the inside track to defeating John Cena. New Year's Revolution 2006, John Cena versus Edge. The historic first ever cash-in of the Money in the Bank briefcase. An exhausted first ever cash-in of the Money in the Bank briefcase. And again, an exhausted John Cena is forced to defending his WWE Championship immediately after surviving the Elimination Chamber. Now, 2008, Night of Champions. John Cena versus Triple H. Cena made Triple H tap out at WrestleMania 2022. Or WrestleMania 22, I got that wrong, sorry. To show he was on the level of the game. At Night of Champions, Triple H looks to prove he can correct the mistakes he made and get his victory back over Cena, while defending his WWE Championship at the same time. SummerSlam 2014, John Cena versus Brock Lesnar. Having conquered the Undertaker streak at WrestleMania, Brock Lesnar feels absolutely unbeatable. As WWE World Heavyweight Champion, John Cena knows that he's the only one left to keep Lesnar from completely dominating WWE. Backlash 2003, John Cena versus Brock Lesnar. John Cena gets his opportunity at the WWE Championship. Brock looks to turn back the challenge of a brash opponent who feels he deserves the opportunities that so far have seemingly only gone to the next big thing. Vengeance. 2003, John Cena versus The Undertaker. John Cena has angered the big dog in an attempt to move up the ladder as quickly as possible. The Undertaker, after having given John Cena respect in the past, looks to show his kindness wasn't weakness, and that John Cena's made a huge mistake in calling him out. Hell in a Cell, 2009, John Cena versus Randy Orton. A years-long rivalry shows no signs of burning out anytime soon as Randy and John Cena are locked inside the cell. Orton is a crazed, furious competitor. Dangerous competitor as he looks to reclaim the WWE Championship from the man who took it away from him in the first place. SummerSlam 2021, John Cena versus Roman Reigns. The Tribal Chief has dominated WWE for nearly a solid year, eliminating all challengers. John Cena returns at Money in the Bank, letting Roman know that he wants another crack at the head of the table. WrestleMania 28, John Cena versus The Rock. Attitude meets aggression when two eras collide. The Rock returns to WrestleMania competition after 8 years. Does he still have the electricity needed to shock John Cena? That was the question. Slam 2016. John Cena versus AJ Styles. A huge rematch after the first meeting ends under questionable circumstances. 5 years of bitterness boils to the top as AJ Styles looks to prove he's every bit the generational talent that John Cena is known to be. WrestleMania 34, John Cena versus Undertaker. Without a match for WrestleMania 34, Cena calls out The Undertaker. Undertaker goes weeks without answering, leading many to wonder if he'll even show up for WrestleMania. ECW One Night Stand 2006, John Cena versus Rob Van Dam. RVD looks to cash in the Money in the Bank briefcase with an incredible home ring advantage. RVD promised to rename the WWE title into the ECW title if he was victorious. Could John Cena protect WWE from the extreme circumstances? End quote. WWE 2K23 is due for release on March 17th. Early access to Deluxe and Icon owners on March 14th. I'll see how the game turns out when I buy it. I'll let you guys know when I buy it and when I try it out. Gotta go through the tutorial and shit first. All right, that is that. Hang on a second. I don't know what the problem with my nose, man. All right, moving on to the next news, guys. So, I don't know if you guys know this, but Cody Rhodes acknowledged that Sami Zayn is a headliner. He actually did that. Now, Sami Zayn received a huge match against Roman Reigns, eliminated champion on February the 18th. The pro wrestling world is fully behind Sami Zayn as a legitimate main event talent. While speaking with Sports Illustrated, Cody Rhodes talked about Zayn's ability to become a headliner in the industry. Rhodes made it clear that he believes Zayn is a headliner. He says, and I quote, Sami Zayn has what it takes to be a headliner in the business. Well, I think Sami Zayn is a headliner. And then he goes on to say, I think traditional constructs in all things, noise and numbers. You can never deny in the sports, entertainment, the pro wrestling space, and Sammy has been off the charts. I think we're heading into a situation with the Elimination Chamber, where if Sammy is able to leave his hometown with the championship, more than happy to replace Roman's space on that fire graphic that's out there, and that the nature of the sport and the entertainment and the art that we offer is things can change. And quote. Roman Reigns will defend his WWE Undisputed Universal Championship against Sami Zayn and Elimination Chamber. I already said that. I don't know why I'm reading that again. Oh, my eyebrows feel so weird. The Rock's daughter. The Rock's daughter reportedly goes through yet a name change on NXT. Why? Well, Simone Johnson appeared in NXT as Ava. She is a part of the Scasm stable. This week, they referred to her by her only first name. But they made this name change official on their roster page. The 21-year-old NXT superstar is now just a one-name act. Why they had to do that doesn't make sense. This has to be a Vince McMahon thing. Had to be Vince McMahon making that decision to change her name. Much like her famous father. The Rock debuted in WWE as Rocky Maivia, a combination of his family's names into one. Then he became The Rock when he turned heel later on. The rest is history. Only time will tell what's next for Ava. And she is only just getting started. I don't know why they had to do that. I don't think that's necessary. So far, Ava hasn't come up with any remarkable catchphrases, but there's still plenty of time for her, says Ringside News. There is some linked information on Brock Lesnar and Bobby Lashley's WWE Elimination Chamber contract. Oh, really? Ringside News. I can't hardly wait to go over this. Man, I can't go over this. What happened to my fucking screen? Alright, so according to Sean Rossap behind Fightful's paywall, the full details of how the contract looked has been revealed. It was added that there are proper details written on the contract, just in case it ever comes up on live television. It says here, and I quote, "To whom it may concern, this document shall serve as a legal and binding agreement amongst all parties. Scheduled for the Brock Lesnar versus Bobby Lashley match to be held at the Elimination Chamber Premium Live event to be held on Saturday, February the 18th, 2023 at the Bell Century. 1909, Canadian, Montreal, Quebec, Canada. The parties hereby agree to safe, hold, harmless, and WWE Network, and it's from any liability regarding injuries that may or may not occur during the course of this exhibition, or whatever the word is. The winner of the match hereby assigns all publicity rights to WWE. WWE Network and its affiliates in regard to the Brock Lesnar vs. Bobby Lashley match at Elimination Chamber on February the 18th, 2023, which will be tonight. I can't wait for Elimination Chamber. It's going to be great. The contract is drawn in the state of Connecticut, and all laws of Connecticut shall apply to its execution or context. Obviously, this contract is a prop, but is put together in the event that the paper ends up making it on screen. And isn't linked. It also features an Elimination Chamber logo at the top. End quote. I'm just like to see how their feud progresses, as the Elimination Chamber Premium Live event will be tonight. Today is officially the 18th. It is 2:23 a.m. in the morning. My nose is killing me. It's getting on my nerves. Now, Roman Reigns broke silence after achieving massive landmark as WWE Universal Champion. He said, and I quote, "I told you over 900 days ago this would happen. Greatness among you." That's what it says. Hashtag greatest among you. He tweeted. I don't know if you guys knew, but just in case you didn't know, I'm going to bring it up anyway. Carl Fredericks made his in-ring debut at NXT Level Up this week. He had an impressive debut against Eddie Torpy. Or he had a impressive debut against Dante Chen. He went by Eddie Torpy. He went by the name Eddie Torpy, but he had an impressive debut against Dante Chen. Other matches that included on Level Up was Ivy Nile versus Valentina Flores and Zion Quinn versus Oba Femi. I don't know who that is. I don't watch NXT Level Up, but I just thought I'd get that out. Matt Riddle's situation is a sign WWE changed suspension policy, says Ringside News. The Wrestlers on Radio also noted that Matt Riddle's situation is proof that WWE has changed their policy. They did not publicly announce Matt Riddle's wellness policy failure, as they have done in the past. It says here, and I quote, "Riddle has now been gone more than 60 days, according to Wrestling Observer Radio." It says, and I quote from them, which would be the suspension for a second drug test failure. He wasn't gone 30 days for the first one, but was gone close to 30 days. His injury angle was December the 5th. They said he'd be gone for 6 weeks, but we're not coming up on 11 weeks. And on February the 3rd, he'd have been eligible to return. His name is never mentioned. Although, when guys are out like that, they usually don't mention them, so the return can be a surprise. It does mean the policy has changed, because the company didn't announce the suspension, nor did they announce the alleged first one. That quote. Find out as to whether WWE has any plans in the future for Matt Riddle. If I get news or updates on that, I'll let you guys know. WWE has much bigger signing than Jay White lined up. Switchblade. Jay White bid New Japan Pro Wrestling farewell, and he wants to make a move to the United States. There are two options for Jay White, WWE and AEW, that have become natural front runners. I think Jay White would be a good fit for WWE. AEW doesn't need all that talent. I think if WWE needs more talent, I think it should be Jay White. It was also noted in the Wrestling Observer Radio that while nobody in WWE would comment on Jay White's situation, they are looking at someone even bigger. Internally, that is the current priority. This seems to be the company's primary focus at the moment, and not Jay White. Oh, really? Says here, and I quote, "It is not clear what is next for White, although one would suspect WWE or AEW would be his next destination because nothing else would make sense. Those in WWE who would normally know of major accusations during Mania season didn't know about this one and only said that there was a much bigger major free agency in play right now that was internally the priority." Next quote. It'll be interesting to see who WWE can bring in this time around. It also begs the question of which free agents are out there with a bigger name value than the former leader of the Bullet Club. The situation could obviously be filled with a few twists and turns along the way. WWE canceled big return on road to WrestleMania. Trish Stratus was seen as a sex symbol during the Attitude Era, and this didn't always go well for her. This included an infamous dog barking segment with Vince McMahon, which she did not mind as much either. WWE Hall of Famer Lita made her return during a previous episode of Monday Night Raw, assisting Becky Lynch in defeating Bayley. Reports stated that Stratus would return the following week, set up a match at Elimination Chamber during Damage Control. However, Stratus didn't appear on the show today. Melzer in the latest Wrestling Observer newsletter has reported that WWE is planning to revisit scrap plans for her return before WrestleMania 39. It says here, and I quote, "Trish Stratus was at one point scheduled for Raw on February 13th at the Barclays Center, but it was canceled. The reports were it was due to Kai's injury. On paper, it sounds like they were trying to build Lynch and Lita and Stratus versus Damage Control. They were told that the Stratus angle isn't dead and that the match wasn't scheduled for Elimination Chamber. Kai and Sky defending the women's tag titles against Ronda Rousey and Shayna Baszler is on for WrestleMania. Whether that means Damage Control would work twice over Mania or something completely different isn't known at this point. Only that there was a planned angle for this past week to bring Stratus back that was canceled and is still expected to be revisited at some point. End quote. It is known, rather, Trish Stratus will make an appearance at the Elimination Chamber Premium Live event in some capacity. On door, she just might appear to set up an angle for WrestleMania 39. What's y'all's take on this story? Let me know. Other news, other WWE Saturday news. Apparently, Cody Rhodes reveals his game plan to win against Roman Reigns. The American Nightmare is set to face off against Roman Reigns for the Undisputed Universal Championship in WrestleMania 39. A lot of hype has been built for the match, which may believe Rose will win. Of course he will. Duh. It makes sense. It's the right call by WWE to have him win. While speaking to Ace of BBC Sounds, Cody Rhodes was asked about his game plan for defeating Roman Reigns at WrestleMania 39. Rhodes then went on to explain how he will come prepared for the match. He says, one of the sobering things about Roman Reigns is sometimes real life happens, right? You see it in sports all the time. Well, no shit. Sometimes the better story is defeated by the better competitor. And I think I have to come into this not sweating the individual that is Roman Reigns, the God tier superstar. I think I have to come into this, and I can't just ride the emotions of Dusty's son. The title he never got. I can't ride those emotions. I have to just be the literal best, bell to bell. I just have to come in with more gas. I'm about to say glass. More gas in the tank. I have to come in as Decepticon as possible. I just don't want to be a casual of that. End quote. We will have to wait and see. Rather, Rose can win the match. If anything, it will certainly be a big match to cap off the second night of WrestleMania 39. What is y'all's take on this story? Let me know. Cody Rhodes is definitely winning. No question about it. The Geeks Online seemingly hinting at Roman Reigns winning. No, I haven't. Cody Rhodes is winning. Okay? I'm telling you right now. No way Reigns is winning this match. You gotta be a complete idiot to think otherwise. When Cody Rhodes wins, he's going to keep the WWE Championship. Universal Championship is going to SmackDown. They're going to probably do a SmackDown Universal Championship tournament. Same with the Raw Tag Team titles. The Raw Tag Team titles are going to Monday Night Raw. Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens are keeping the SmackDown Tag Team Championships. They're probably going to do a Raw Tag Team Championship tournament. Will they do both tournaments on the same week? I don't know. I don't think it sounds right to do both. I think it makes sense to do the tournament separately a week. One tournament 1 week, and then do the other tournament the next week. Randy Orton is in great shape ahead of Roman WWE return. Oh man, it's something you guys will want to know. It's something Randy Orton fans need to hear. Tune in, Randy Orton fans. It's something you need to hear. It's very important. Randy Orton was taken out of action because of a back injury. It required fusion surgery to repair his problem. The Viper is getting a lot of social media engagement right now, as fans are hopeful for his return to action. Recent developments could point towards a possible return, and he's in great shape to pull it off. Now remember, for WrestleMania, I said they need to have Asuka beat Bianca Belair to become the new Raw Women's Champion, have Rhea Ripley defeat Charlotte Flair to become the new SmackDown Women's Champion, have Cody Rhodes defeat Roman Reigns to become the new WWE Undisputed Universal Champion, to have him keep the WWE Championship, Universal Championship, going to SmackDown during the draft. Have Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens beat the Usos, have them send the Monday Night Raw Tag Team titles to Monday Night Raw, have them keep the SmackDown Tag Team Championships, the draft. You draft Judgment Day, Rhea Ripley to SmackDown. When Rhea Ripley wins SmackDown Championship, when SmackDown wins Championship. Edge and Balor, doesn't matter as long as it's a damn good match. If I'm guessing, I think Edge is going to win. I think Edge is going to get over Finn Balor at WrestleMania 39. I think that's the way to go about it. Maybe. Matt Riddle versus Randy Orton. I think Matt Riddle should win over Randy Orton. Because this would give Matt Riddle the biggest win of his career. And this would move on Matt Riddle to something new. It would have him move on to a new feud in WWE. Who knows? It might continue the feud. I don't know. I think Randy Orton. I can see Randy Orton and Matt Riddle having a short feud in WWE. I don't think this feud is going to last long because WWE draft is coming up. And there's no way. I think it's safe to say after the match between Orton and Matt Riddle, I think Matt Riddle moves on to something else. Same goes for Randy Orton. Randy Orton allegedly contacted a bootmaker to make a pair for his signature wrestling attire. Wrestling Observer Radio, or should I say Wrestling Observer newsletter, noted this story about the bootmaker, and Orton is also in fantastic shape ahead of a possible return to the ring. Good on him. Says here, and I quote, there is a story going on around that Orton has contacted his bootmaker for new wrestling boots, which means he's looking at returning. As noted last week in photos, he physically looked like he had been training heavily. You never know what can happen. On the road to WrestleMania, Ringside News confirmed that WWE has no plans for Matt Riddle at the showcase of the Immortals this year. But an Arcade Bro reunion after the show shows is looking even more possible. Randy Orton's back injury is no joke. And his wife also provided a positive update as well. The Viper also looked jacked in a recent photo where he didn't appear to be in any pain. Only time will tell how long it will be until he is able to start taking back bumps or delivering RKOs once again. Wish y'all's take on Randy Orton's possible WWE return. Possible. He's going to return, regardless. Kota Ibushi is interested in having high-profile matches in WWE. Oh, man, what a major development here. Now, as previously reported, Kota Ibushi is now officially a free agent after parting ways with New Japan Pro Wrestling. Oh! Holy shit. Did I just hear what I think I just heard? Did I just read what I think I just read, man? I don't stutter, man. It literally says here that Kota Ibushi is now a free agent. No shit, I knew that. Right after that, Ibushi was announced for several upcoming shows, including in GCW. While speaking with Dark Lawson, I don't know who that is, Kota Ibushi revealed that he would certainly work with WWE if he had the opportunity to train and create new, or should I say the next generation of wrestlers at the WWE Performance Center, as well as having some high-profile matches. Well, Kota Ibushi has made it clear that he does not have immediate plan to join AEW. But he has teased the possibility of doing so in the future. It remains to be seen whether he will reunite with his Golden Lovers partner in Tony Khan's company, or if he will opt to join WWE. Given that he previously participated in the Cruiserweight Classic tournament in 2016, only time will tell which path he chooses to take. Ibushi and WWE, I won't include Ibushi in both, for being honest. Can you imagine Kenny Omega turning on the Young Bucks? Can you imagine Kenny Omega and Ibushi feuding with the Young Bucks, man, in AEW? My goodness. That'd be a fucking match. That'd be a hell of a match. That'd be a hell of a story there. Just throwing it out there. Hell of a match, hell of a story. I don't know if it'd be long-term booking or not, but the Usos' current Elimination Chamber status is up in the air. Does that sound bad or is that good? We'll find out. Jimmy and Jey Uso, who are a part of Reigns' bloodline, are two explanatory vibration, or the Jesus Christ, are two explanatory variables. Explanatory variables. Yes. Okay, I got it right this time. As Buzz has built for the championship belt, the Usos have appeared torn on whether they continue to support the Tribal Chief, or if they form a deeper bond with the one-time honoraries during his time with the family. However, it looks like the Usos may just stay home. They may just stay home instead of traveling to Montreal. At least that is what Roman Reigns suggested as much last week on SmackDown through his wise man Paul Heyman. Oh God, I hope to God not they don't stay home. If they stay home, then the storyline is going to be ruined. It's going to be fucked. The storyline Elimination Chamber if they stay home. Jimmy and Jey at Elimination Chamber. Jey needs to come back and call Sami match to have Roman Reigns retain his WWE Undisputed Universal Championship over Sami Zayn. No excuses, no complaints. He needs to have. And then, only for that to lead to the line jumping on Sami Zayn, having Kevin Owens come out to a standing ovation and loud crowd in the arena. And come into the ring, pouring the bloodline from ringside and hugging his best friend, Sami Zayn, reuniting. Now, according to the most recent Wrestling Radio, the question will be a focal point for the pay-per-view. The Paul Heyman Jimmy Uso segment that ended Friday night's program was intended to raise fans' suspicions regarding the Usos' absence on Saturday. Oh boy. Please, no. Please, 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 please. Please have the Usos show up. We want to see the Usos at Elimination Chamber. It makes sense for them to be there. It don't make sense for them to not be there. Come on. This is some bullshit. It says here on SmackDown, Paul Heyman told Jimmy Uso that Reigns wants both Usos to stay home. No, I don't. I actually want to see them at Elimination Chamber. I want to see the storyline deliver and end well. Not end on a bad note. No. Not what I want to see. This is an angle in some form. Both Usos can legally go to Canada, so that's not a cover story to explain them not being there. Meanwhile, fans like me want them to be there. But it says a storyline playing off the idea. Some people expect the story is a cover explain them not being there. Is it saying they will be there, but it is to put the idea in your head that they won't be there. They're gonna be there, man. Not trying to confuse us, man. They're gonna be there. No, you confuse me with this shit. They're gonna be there, man. They're just fucking putting this article out there just to fucking mess up people's heads, man. Fucking Christ, man. It has been long assumed that the Usos' inability to enter Canada has been due to prior legal issues. Yeah, we know that. The brothers' apparent freedom to enter the northern border suggests that there are no limits in place, which raises more doubt about the Usos' participation in Elimination Chamber. Jesus Christ. It goes from something good to bad. This is due to Jimmy Uso's ongoing DUI case, so Jey Uso might still make the event without his twin. Okay, if Jey Uso can make it, then it's good then. Solo Sikoa will be there. I mean, my God. They can do it without Jimmy Uso. Jesus Christ. They're making it seem like they're both not going to be there. The way they're saying it. Jesus Christ, man. We'll have to wait and see if Jimmy and Jey do appear for the show. Obviously, they are. They become a decisive factor in the outcome of the main event between Roman Reigns and Sami Zayn. And when Jimmy and Jey do come out, I'm gonna be like, "Told you so." In the Elimination Chamber 2023 watch along, I'm gonna be like, "Told you so." Those are gonna be there. Told you I was right. That's exactly what I'm gonna say. To making WWE in-ring return. Now, speaking exclusively to pop culture, Corey Graves revealed that he is working once again with NXT and then made it clear that he is open to making a return to the squared circle. For what, I wonder? It says here, and I quote, "I've recently started working with the NXT talent on helping develop characters and things of that nature, and I've really enjoyed it thus far, so I'm really looking forward to working with NXT a lot more as the year progresses. I'd like to remind everybody one more time that I have been cleared to compete, and I can't think of a better scenario for me to step back in the ring than alongside my beautiful wife," says Corey Graves. End quote. It is to be noted that Corey Graves previously said that he has no desire to make an in-ring return regardless. It's determined is to question whether Corey Graves will actually return to the ring or not. Will the savior of misbehavior ever wrestle again? It's nice to know he has that option. Just throwing it out there. WWE planning big NXT call-up. Oh boy, I can't wait to find this out. During Wrestling Observer Live, Ryan Alvarez noted that WWE was planning to bring up the loser for Braun Breaker versus Carmelo Hayes. This will bring a big name to the main roster either way. This year, I quote, "I've heard that they're planning on bringing up the loser of Braun Breaker versus Carmelo. This could be a big, might also result in a huge addition to the WWE main roster. Braun Breaker's size, power, would bring a lot of attention to him on the main roster. He could still benefit from a bit more time in NXT. Melo is also under consideration as a Hurt Business addition, so only time will tell how this situation turns out." Logan Paul's WWE WrestleMania match reportedly confirmed. Logan Paul was in the 2023 Men's Royal Rumble match where he didn't win. That being said, he did take Seth Rollins out the match. And that apparently steamed the rivalry that will pay off at WrestleMania 39. Now, the question is, will Logan Paul be a heel or will he be a babyface? According to PW Insider, Logan Paul has been confirmed for WrestleMania. His opponent is going to be none other than Seth Rollins. Logan Paul versus Seth Rollins, which was strongly teased at the Royal Rumble, is 100% set in stone for WrestleMania 39. PWInsider.com has confirmed. Logan Paul hasn't wrestled many matches in WWE, but he always, each time he stepped He also has a massive audience and will undoubtedly hype WrestleMania on the road to the show of shows. An endeavor that will have a far better payoff. Ha 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 ha. Very funny. Not funny. Now keep an eye on this ongoing story because Paul and Seth Rollins will likely a lot of interactions with even more newsworthy moments. They believes they can sign Kenny contract. Not with Vince McMahon there. Give me a break. Not with Vince McMahon still there. Not with Bruce Prichard still there. No way. Triple H is there, but Vince is there. That's the problem. How are they going to sign him? I don't even think it's going to happen. I think I can see Kenny Omega and the Young Bucks re-signing a contract with AEW. I think they're sticking around with AEW. There's no way. I'd be shocked if they did. I just don't think they are making a jump to WWE. I mean, you know the Young Bucks tease on jumping ship to WWE. I just don't think it's still going to happen. I'm pretty sure the Young Bucks have plenty of other tag teams to face in AEW. They've never even went against the Iron Savages before. There's the tag team of Christian and Luchasaurus, you know. You got the affiliates. They haven't never went against them yet. Never went against Swerve Strickland, Parker Boudreaux, and what's his freaking name? Trench. They never went against them yet. There are other tag teams in that division that they haven't even went against yet. FTR is another tag team they haven't won against. Or maybe they have before. Not sure. But Sean Ross Sapp reported behind Fightful's paywall that there is a belief within WWE that they have the ability to snag Kenny Omega from AEW. Oh, really? I would love to know how. Yeah, give us the how. Give us the answers to how you have the ability to snag from WWE. Give me a break. It says there is a rivalry between companies. All those contract tampering accusations apparently includes Kenny Omega. Yeah, let's go with Kenny Omega, what he thinks of this. His chatter, it says, like, quote, emanating from WWE of late, with several in the company believing they have a chance to land Omega despite the AEW rivalry. We're told that Omega had a positive relationship with WWE, especially Triple H, when discussing the potential of heading to the company in late 2018. Ultimately, Kenny chose to go to WWE. Though there have been heavy AEW accusations regarding contract tampering, WWE sources told Fightful that they don't believe that was the case with Omega specifically. End quote. It was also reported that a source reiterated that Omega has it written in his AEW contract that he has the freedom to appear in New Japan Pro Wrestling, as long as it doesn't conflict with AEW duties or an agreement is made. They also reported that AEW could add substantial time to Kenny Omega's contract. Only time will tell. This effort pays off to keep Kenny Omega in AEW for the long haul. The WWE seems to think snagging the cleaner is a big possibility. What's y'all's take on this Kenny Omega situation? Yeah, that's crazy. That is crazy, man. Really, really crazy. Carmelo Hayes clashed back at report of him joining the Hurt Business. Carmelo Hayes seems to not like reports floating around his future plans. He seemingly shot down a report by the Wrestling Observer newsletter on Twitter, which claimed that he would join the Hurt Business on the main roster, which is rumored to reform soon. He says here, and I quote, I rate the accuracy of this report 1 star. You're a funny guy, Carmelo Hayes. Funny guy, man. And quote, the Hurt Business made up of Bobby Lashley, MVP, Cedric Alexander, and Shelton Benjamin had a phenomenal stint in the WWE and left a lasting impression on the history of the organization. The group created an enduring legacy by raising the profiles of its members to previously unheard of heights. Despite their enormous success, the Hurt Business, along with a number of other WWE groups, finally disbanded in 2021. The dissolution Night Raw that signaled the end of an era. Furthermore, it seemed like WWE wanted to add Carmelo Hayes to the faction in light of the speculations of their return. However, Carmelo's recent comments have effortlessly ended those rumors for now. Their speculations do suggest that MVP is trying really hard to reform the Hurt Business. I have to wait and see if the group comes together once again, and if that could enhance Carmelo Hayes in joining the stable on his main roster arrival. Less than 200 available tickets remain for WWE Elimination Chamber. It should come as to no surprise that tickets sold fast. WrestleTix is reporting that out of a total seating capacity of 14,110, 13,830 tickets have been distributed. This means that there are only 180 available tickets and 811 resale tickets available. One of the most anticipated matches on the card is the undisputed WWE Universal Championship match. The men's Elimination Chamber match will witness Austin Theory defend his title against Seth Rollins, Johnny Gargano, Bronson Reed, Daniel Priest, and Montez Ford. There will also be a women's Elimination Chamber match to determine the number 1 contender for the Raw Women's Championship 39. The match will feature Raquel Rodriguez, smile Raquel, Asuka, Carmella, Liv Morgan, Natalya, and what's her name? It's not Nikki Trash anymore, it's Nikki Cross. WWE Elimination Chamber is so far shaping up to be an exciting night of action. So good news I gave out, man. Good news. Last but not least, the last WWE Saturday morning news we have is on the Firefly Funhouse segment and more being booked for next week's Friday Night SmackDown. So they announced that the Firefly Funhouse will return next week on SmackDown. The Blue Brand saw Uncle Howdy, Bray Wyatt take out Hit Row. Skid Row, you don't know. After their rap performance. Rhea Ripley and Charlotte Flair. Charlotte Flair. Man, I wish I had that sound that JD has on his freaking podcast. Man, where did he get that sound from? I gotta get that, man. I really do. It sounds so creative, man. I gotta get that. I gotta ask, where did he get that from? What app did he get those sounds from? I'm just curious, just wondering. Rhea Ripley and Charlotte Flair will come face to face next week on WWE SmackDown as well. The Eradicator challenged the Queen to a SmackDown Women's Championship match at WrestleMania 39. I can't wait not to watch the Queen in the ring. I can't wait to only watch Rhea Ripley whoop Charlotte Flair's ass. After she won the 2023 Women's Royal Rumble. Rhea Ripley did, not Charlotte Flair. Also, I have Rey Mysterio take on Karrion Kross. The match was booked after a backstage segment featuring the two this week on the Blu-ray. That is all of your WWE Saturday morning news. Now we're going to go over your AEW Saturday morning news. Oh man, I'm really getting fed up with Ringside News putting out these Jeff Hardy news articles. Free trial this, mistrial that. They're probably going to postpone the trial and do a mistrial again. They're going to repost the trial again. I don't know why they do that every time. Jeez Louise, as if they're keeping Jeff Hardy from even making a return to AEW. What the fuck are they doing with this man? Seriously. Get him rehab. Something. Get him out. Get him out of the jail, man. Doesn't even deserve to be there like that. I mean, it probably is his third DUI. I mean, that's probably strike number 3. I mean, strike number 3, it means you're out. So he could land himself in jail. I mean, you can't make mistakes like that, man. That's some serious shit. My dad had a DWI in the past. You ask my dad about DWI, he'll tell you a thing or two about a DWI charge. That stuff ain't no joke. My dad can even explain to you what a DWI is, because he had one before. So he's had one in the past. During a recent mailbag article on PW Insider, Mike Johnson was asked if Jeff Hardy's pro wrestling career is over. It was then made clear that Jeff Hardy will continue in pro wrestling if he wants to. That being said, there are no stories out there in pro wrestling about how he's an asshole. So he should have no trouble staying busy in the pro wrestling world once he is permitted to, says Ringside News. So that's what Mike Johnson said. He said, and I quote, "I sincerely hope not. No matter what mistakes Hardy has made, I think he's done a world of a good in terms of entertaining and inspiring countless millions of people over the course of his career, and there's no Jeff Hardy was an a-hole story that makes the rounds. Period. Much less with any consistency, so he deserves to be able to come back and close his career out on his own terms. Not just be randomly done. I think a lot of people are hoping he can handle his course and stay sober and still perform. Yeah, sure, they might even fucking postpone his fucking case again if he can't and chooses to leave wrestling on his own terms. That is one thing, and in my mind should be celebrated as someone putting his health first. The reason you haven't seen him, however, is that AEW isn't going to bring him back, and chance he has to be pulled off TV again, especially after Tony Khan stated he wouldn't bring Jeff back until he's shown he can maintain his sobriety. I don't believe that Hardy's career is over, says Mike Johnson, though, as long as he can make the positive moves he needs for himself and his family and get past his legal proceedings. And quote, Matt Hardy has dropped some clues that Jeff Hardy will return to AEW television soon. There is also a hope that Brother Nero or even Willow might be a part of the situation right now. Everything is on pause for the charismatic Imlo as he waits for this DUI charge. I have to see what happens with Jeff Hardy's situation. There's still a possibility that he could see jail time until a judge rules in this situation. Yeah, I feel so bad for his wife. I really do. No shit. All the shame that these idiots online are putting towards Jeff Hardy. No wonder why his wife is keeping a low profile. All these comments from these irrelevant geeks online showing hate towards Jeff Hardy. It's not right. It's really not. I'll show you how rude people like that are. Got no respect, no disregard for Jeff Hardy's life whatsoever in that jail. I'm just tired of Ringside News writing these news articles about Jeff Hardy. Cut the shit with that. I feel like they're making him miserable, man. Just putting out that news on him. Gonna make him look embarrassing. If his family sees that news article, they're gonna be like, why is Ringside News writing articles like this? Please just give us a space. We want peace. We don't want to see people in the community shitting on Jeff Hardy and his freaking jail time and his DUI arrest and bullshit. But anyways, Eric Bischoff says AEW is flatlining as a company. Oh, really? Probably talking about Elevation, Dark, and Rampage. Yeah, Rampage, Elevation, and Dark is flatlining. Dynamite's not, so. I'm speaking on his recent episode of his 83 Weeks podcast. Sounds like a shitty podcast to me, anyways. Eric Bischoff talked about AEW's current state. Bischoff stated that he believes that AEW is flatlining. He says, how do you just not see that? Not look at your own product if you're Tony Khan and go, okay. Every once in a while, we crack 1 million. You can tell Eric Bischoff is an anti-podcast. Just by the way he gets at AEW. Well, we're living in that 900K zone. And we have for a long time. Let's not kid ourselves. You can spin that thing anyway. You want to spin it. Get your minds out the gutter. He's not talking about negative. He's not talking about the other thing. They're flatlining and have been for a long time. What do you need to do to get to that next level? That next phase? That growth phase? What do you do? The reason why you can get your minds out of the gutter is because when he says spin, I know some of you guys thinking the females shaking their freaking booties, spinning their booties around. No. That's not what he's talking about. Get your minds out of the gutter, man. Next phase, that growth phase, what do you do? What you're doing isn't working. Dream matches and getting Dirt Sheet Booker of the Year awards has done absolutely nothing for your growth. First of all, me pointing out facts is not being crucial. So when I talk about flatlining, reversing their growth chart, I think there is pressure. Now, maybe he doesn't care if he's at some point in the future at risk of losing this partnership, says Eric Bischoff, but I can assure you, not just from personal experience, but just paying attention to things a little bit, man, with turnover in the television industry, top management, companies being merged, bought, sold, all the things that's been going on for quite a while. You're not growing, you're dying. That's just my opinion. Jesus Christ. What a way to bring Tony Khan and his company down, man, just by saying that. That guy, Eric Bischoff, is a fucking comedian, man. Anyways. Tony doesn't care, and if he doesn't, then great. By the way, he was the one that was making all the comparisons to WWE and taking shots at WWE. Talent still does it on a regular basis. So if you're really not interested in competing, quit talking about yourself as a competitor to WWE and focus on your own stuff if you're not competing. If you are competing, then go the other direction. Fight like hell. Get in the mid. End quote. Eric Bischoff also believes NXT will outperform AEW in ratings soon enough. I had to wait to see whether 2023 will signal the beginning of AEW's growth, as the company truly needs good news right now. Yeah, no shit. AEW Dynamite earns low viewership this week. Oh man. Even though the viewership went down, the show was still great. I didn't see nothing wrong with it. WrestleNomics reports that the February 15th episode of AEW Dynamite brought in an overnight viewership of 824,000 with a .27 1849 demographic. That was their lowest viewership since November 22nd. Yikes. Oh man, they got to bring up their viewership. That doesn't look good. The viewership doesn't look good for the show. The show was good. Viewership doesn't look good. Show did good, but the viewership doesn't look good. They gotta boost it up. Oh my goodness. Ooh, arriba! They gotta boost up the viewership, man. Arriba! Anyways. Bryan Danielson was a huge reason for AEW's talks with New Japan Pro Wrestling. Oh, really? I didn't even know that. Former AEW champion set for television real soon. Riho. Letdown. More like letdown. Because I'm thinking it was Layla Hirsch or Chris Statlander. Jesus Christ, I got tricked. Riho made her return to AEW television after spending a lot of time in Japan due to the COVID-19 pandemic and eventually related to the United States in the past. She has been away for a while, and now it seems Riho will be returning soon. While still being contracted to AEW, Riho has always, or should I say also worked for Stardom. Well, she has always worked for Stardom. But Tony Khan permitted her to do this. It didn't come without some controversy as she got heat on her. Riho was last seen in action for AEW during a Dark Elevation taping in November of 2022. match took place on November the 14th, with Riho teaming up with Willow Nightingale. Nightingale to face. Oh God, I don't even want to. I don't. Emmy. I can't even get it out, man. I can't even get it out, man. Oh, man. The terrible Emmy cringe. Sakura. In May, Soga. Me Chinese. Woo! The match was subsequently broadcast on the November the 14th episode of the show. After her appearance on AEW's Dark Elevation in November 2022, Riho went on to have two matches. Only two matches, really, for SPW. Later on that same month. However, she has not been seen in the ring since then. According to the latest Wrestling Circle Radio, Dave Meltzer reported that the first ever AEW Women's World Champion is expected to make her return as early as next week or soon thereafter. I wonder what plans they got for her when she comes back. Probably none. Riho made history by becoming the first female champion of AEW, securing the title by defeating Nyla Rose on the inaugural episode of AEW Dynamite on October 2nd, 2019. Her reign as champion lasted for an impressive 133 days before eventually losing the championship to Rosa Arriba. Oh man, I think JD says it better though. He said it better on his Cold War stream. Anyway, championship to Rose in February 2020. We'll have to wait and see what AEW will have planned for Riho once she is back. What is y'all's take on this story? Kyle O'Reilly is doing better amid injury hiatus. On January the 11th, Adam Cole made his glorious return. Glorious! I was thinking, talking about Bobby Roode, man. Speaking of Bobby Roode, when is he making his return to WWE from injury? When? Thrilling fans with the news of his upcoming in-ring comeback. The celebrated wrestler had been sidelined for a prolonged period owing to concussions and a torn labrum. Leaving fans eagerly anticipating his return, Cole's triumphant comeback was met with a rapturous response. Indicative of just how much he was missed during his absence. With that being said, fans started wondering what become of Kyle O'Reilly. O'Reilly underwent neck fusion surgery. Same surgery that Randy Orton went. Same surgery that Randy Orton had. It was expected that he would be out of action for a long time. That's the surgery Randy Orton underwent, legitimately, man. Not joking. Well, speaking, and we just went over the news on Randy Orton not too long ago. Well, speaking on the Indie Click, I don't know what kind of podcast that is. They be having these lame podcasting names, man. They really do. They kill me with this. AEW President Tony Khan provided an update on Kyle O'Reilly's recovery status. He stated that O'Reilly is definitely doing better at this point in time. He said here, and I quote, "He's been doing better. Hopefully we'll look forward to getting him back. But it's a number of injuries and a tough recovery and really miss him. And hopefully he'll be back with us in AEW soon." End quote. Well, hopefully he should. Kyle O'Reilly, really great wrestler, man. And I would love to see him back in the ring. It's a mystery as to why Bobby Fish chose to go to Impact. As if anybody's going to be watching Bobby Fish on Impact. Give me a break. What's y'all's take on this story? Last but not least, it's your last AEW Saturday morning news. All Atlantic title. What's the title match? More added to next week's AEW Dynamite episode. And I think it's episode 8. I might be right. Might not be. AEW announced that Orange Cassidy will put his All-Atlantic Championship on the line against Ring of Honor Pure Champion Wheeler Yuta next week. Really? Why are they going with a babyface versus babyface dynamic, man? What did I tell them about that shit? Good, it's going to be a good match, but it doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. The match was booked during Rampage. Plus, Christian Cage will be on Dynamite next week for an interview. Second, with Toni Sivan. Oh, by the way, even a heel versus heel dynamic makes no sense. I've been saying this for months. Christian made his surprise return to AEW television this past Wednesday on Dynamite. Attacked Jungle Boy. It says on my thumbnail, Christian Cage made his return from injury and assaulted Jungle Boy. The February the 22nd edition of Dynamite will feature a tag team battle royal as well. The winners of the matchup will advance to the Fatal 4-Way World Tag Title match at AEW Revolution next month. So the card for Dynamite: Jon Moxley versus Evil Uno, traditional team battle royal. Christian Cage speaks with Toni Sivan. Acclaim versus Big Bill and Lee Moriarty. Tony card announcement. I wonder what that's going to be. Can't wait for next Wednesday's episode. They got Saraya versus Sky Blue. Sky Blue is finna lose again on TV. Goes to show you everything you need to know about Sky Blue getting used on TV. Yeah, you love to see it. Love to not see it. Orange Cassidy versus Wheeler Yuta for the AEW All-Atlantic Championship match. What's your take on this story? Oh, that's going to be all. That is all of your AEW Saturday morning news, guys. I hope you enjoyed listening to me giving it all to you. I wish half of the other podcasters, I wish podcasters and journalists would be giving these news out to you. Most of them don't. The only one that I know that gives out AEW news is JD. That's the only podcaster I legitimately watch. I've said his name multiple times on here. Anyways, guys, I'm getting out of here, man. Hit thumbs, subscribe, do. Go check out all the other content. My AEW Dynamite watch along is on there as well. We had a good time that Wednesday night. My Friday SmackDown watch along is on there. Go check that out. Get that thumbs up. We had a hell of a good time on that night too. Oscar versus Liv Morgan. Solid match. Like Raiders versus Sheamus and Drew McIntyre. Good match. We've seen it 3 times already. I don't know why they need to repeatedly 50-50 book this match again. We didn't want to see it again. Nobody wanted to see it again. We've seen it too many times. Then you got that awful 2-on-2 women's tag team match. Nobody wanted to see Ronda Rousey and Natalya wrestle in the ring. I think everybody was more overseeing. I think everybody wanted to see more of Shayna Baszler and Shotzi Blackheart. That match should have been focused on those two, not Natalya and Ronda Rousey. Nah. Ronda Rousey. Anyways, I'm getting out of here, guys. Have yourselves a good rest of your Saturday morning, and I will see you guys live for your SmackDown review Saturday afternoon. Now, I will decide what game I'm going to be streaming. I will make a decision, hopefully, before I go to bed. I gotta start on my Elimination Chamber thumbnail and background for the watch along and review, and I gotta start on my SmackDown thumbnail and background as well for the SmackDown review. We'll be live for SmackDown this afternoon, and I'll have your WWE AEW Saturday afternoon news. I'll have a little bit of it because I went over most of it just not too long ago. So I got you guys covered when it comes to WWE AEW news. When it comes to watch-alongs and reviews as well. When it comes to games content, I got you guys covered. You want an ID watch-along? I got you covered. Gaming content, got you covered. Wrestling content, got you covered. Watch-alongs, reviews. WWE AEW news, I always have you fucking covered, man. Legitimately. I am done talking. Let you guys enjoy the rest of your day, rest of your morning. Like I said, I'll see you guys this afternoon for sound. And I will be probably streaming the game after SmackDown for Elimination Chamber. I should have Elimination Chamber watch along, either watch along or review scheduled before I go to bed. Hopefully I'll have the review scheduled before SmackDown, for my SmackDown review. But thank you guys for joining me for the Dynamite review. And thank you guys for listening to my WWE AEW. Listen to me giving you your WWE AEW Saturday morning news. I'm getting out of here. Peace. Have a lovely Saturday. See you guys this afternoon. You better be in the chat. Better be in the chat for my SmackDown review and Elimination Chamber watch along. I want the biggest audience for my Elimination Chamber watch along. I'm serious. I mean that. I even want the biggest audience for my Elimination Chamber review. We have a damn good weekend, man. I'm going to be streaming a lot of games this week. I'm going to be streaming Mortal Kombat. I'm going to be doing another Mortal Kombat gameplay video. I'm going to upload that to the channel for you guys. Another tutorial, Mortal Kombat Ultimate video. And then, I'm going to be streaming some Injustice Sunday night. What am I streaming before Injustice? I'm trying to see. What do I have scheduled to stream before Injustice? Let me see. Let me check. Oh, WWE 2K22, I'll be streaming that. I'm going to be getting on some WWE 2K22, trying to practice, try to see if I remember all the buttons. If I don't, then I'm going to stream Nexamon instead, because I got to finish grinding my Nexamon that I caught. I just now got started streaming that. Or I might stream Galaga. I haven't streamed Galaga yet. I played Galaga on the Nintendo 64 when I was a kid and a teenager. So, but I'm getting out of here, guys. It's gonna be a good weekend. I hope to see you guys here for SmackDown and Elimination Chamber this afternoon. Have a good one, folks. I'm out of here.